Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be reacting to
The Lithuanian language.
Ooh,
How is it different from English?
Oh, wow. If you only knew.
So I've lived in
We're about
Lithuania
to
now
find
for
out.
just over 2 years. Despite now being married to a lovely Lithuanian woman, I have yet to formally learn the language through classes or with a tutor. I could list all the excuses for why I haven't gotten around to this yet, but that
2 years is not a long time to learn a language fully. If coming from zero,
Mm.
because you're not just sitting learning the language, you're actually working, doing stuff. So getting like what, an hour a day tops to, I don't think that's enough of time.
that's not the topic of today's video. Today is about my first impressions of the Lithuanian language and how it structurally differs from English. This video isn't intended to be an introductory Lithuanian language lesson, but if you find languages interesting, this might be a good insight into why people find Lithuanian such a hard language to learn. If you're watching this as a Lithuanian, feel free to comment with additional examples or better explanations. I'm sure it will be useful to me, and maybe others too.
Ooh.
Also, I don't know many terms when it comes to linguistics, such as
Let's
names
see
for
if I
different
know
tenses
some.
or the names for certain accents, so please go easy on me if I don't describe something using the correct terminology. But with all that out of the way, let's get started. Probably the first thing I noticed, and what other native English speakers will also notice, is the extra letters present in the Lithuanian alphabet. Some of these letters include che, she, and zhe. In total, I believe there are 8 letters in the Lithuanian alphabet that don't
When
exist
you're learning how to write, you learn how to write in cursive? 'Cause
Yeah,
it's
that's
like all like little
that's how you
cursive.
learn how to write. Yeah, that's cursive. That's just the standard how you learn.
It's like little, like if I was just to write, see, like for example, P, it's like a cute little thing at the end.
Yeah, this was before computers. Yeah, when the computers came about, yeah, then the P is just like.
And then the V, look, you see the V, and
Yeah,
it
it's
does a
with
little
the
cute thing.
yeah, with the little cute thing. Yeah, I remember when I was
Mhm.
like first grade. Not even first, maybe I think that was kindergarten.
Even the J too. So if I was to write my name, that's how I write my R's. Without the cute little thing at the end is not the same. It will not be on this.
People will understand. Like this is how you learn in the elementary first grade. By the time you're in high school, you drop that shit. You you drop it. You write like a computer.
in the standard English alphabet. When it comes to the 3 examples I gave, these are probably
Well, but right, as far as the extra letters, sure, but coming from Lithuanian perspective, English, there's extra letters. They don't have W, X, Q. We don't have those letters.
the easiest to understand. This little V or check mark on top is like adding an H to the English letter that it looks like. Examples that clearly demonstrate this include Chicago, which is Lithuanian for Chicago, Šokoladas, which is Lithuanian for chocolate,
Yeah, but it's SH, not CH, though, not chocoladas, chocoladas.
and žalia, which is Lithuanian for the color green.
I can't even say that, so. Šešios žąsys su šešiais žąsyčiais. One more time.
That's a tongue twister.
Šešios žąsys su šešiais žąsyčiais.
Šešios žąsys su šešiais.
Can you say it?
Okay, šešios žąsys su šešiais žąsyčiais.
Is it good, guys? Let me know.
I don't know.
You say,
Listen.
they're gonna drag me.
My grandma
They're
trained me
gonna
on
drag
this, okay?
Šešios žąsys su
I want to know if your family can do it. No.
Šešios žąsys is the one that šešios žąsys su šešiais žąsyčiais. It's twisting. It's twisting.
Šešios žąsys su žąsys žąsys. Žąsys. Gerai, man tinka.
Then there are some letters that exist both in Lithuanian and English that look the same but are pronounced differently. The ones that come to mind and appear the most
J,
often
G.
for me are the letters J and C. J
G
in
too.
Lithuanian is used in the same way the letter Y is used in English. For example, if you see these words, you would pronounce them as Japonia, Latvia, and Jonas.
Oh, you do it. Do it. This looks like fun. I wish I
Geri,
could do
vire,
it.
gero, gero, gara, gera, geri. Oh, this was easy.
This is easy.
Yeah.
What made the other one difficult? The sh,
Ž.
the j.
Šešios žąsys su šešiais žąsyčiais. The
Well,
tongue
that
is
sounded pretty good. That sounded pretty
This
good.
one, it's just G's, a lot of G's. That's easy.
Gerai vyrai, gero, geroj, gerai.
Nah, they're probably not Lithuanian speakers, I think. Cause no,
Oh, really? I thought these were
Well,
Lithuanian.
look, American flag and you know behind them. I don't think they're Lithuanian. Gere, vire, gere,
U.S. Embassy of Vilnius. I don't know.
Gerai.
C appears to function in the same way a TZ combination would in English. So you would read these words as citrina, zucchinia, and tsaras.
It sounds like tea.
He's like emphasizing it's really like citrina, zucchini.
Oh, it's more of a.
It's not like
It's
he
like a he says it.
he emphasizes
The
a lot.
T.
Like he emphasizes that T. It's so how would you say it in English? Citrina. If not,
You would read these words
Citrus.
how would you read the first word?
Citrina. Citrina.
That's how you read citrina.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the same. How
Like
is-
citrus, like citrus.
yeah, like citrus.
Citrina.
It's
Mhm.
citrus.
Yeah. it's fine.
Citrina.
What
as
about the others?
Zucchini at Saras.
Is that the zucchini?
Yeah, zucchini and Tsar.
What's Zara? Oh,
Tsar, like Emperor of Russia.
oh. That's how you
Um,
spell it.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so pizza is also C, but instead of double Z, it's C. Pizza. Oh, I never noticed this difference. I honestly thought C was the same. The letter I would pronounce G pronounced differently.
Mhm.
You don't have it as G, it's Gia.
citrina, zucchinia, and tsaras. As you may have already noticed, some English words use C in a similar way. It seems to me
Right.
that when it is used in this way in English, it's more like an S, like citrus, cinnamon, celebrate, and cement.
Cinnamon, synonymous. It's the same letter. Cinnamon, synonymous.
Mhm.
Same letter. I don't know. I don't know about this one.
But in Lithuanian, that invisible T is clearly heard. Of course, with English, the use of the letter C isn't too consistent, because there's also the hard C, such as the word consistent, or car, or country.
Oh yeah, it's C is never K. Never. Yeah, like he wouldn't. Yeah,
Mm.
that he's right about it. It would never be like C. You would never ever pronounce it as K. It's always gonna be C.
So,
Yeah, it's
Mm.
always gonna be C.
Then there's the fact that Lithuanian doesn't use the English letters Q, W, and X.
Excellent. Exactly.
The result of these absences is that foreign names in Lithuanian documents have had to be adapted. Q is most often swapped with a K, W with a V, and depending on how X is
Quebecas.
used, it might be
what? What? How do you say Washington's?
Washingtonus.
Or Washington's.
Yeah, Washingtonus.
Foxes?
Quebecers. Quebec.
Foxes?
Foxes.
Exact.
Just add AS at the end. Extractus.
Oh.
Is this same or just
Oh.
international add AS at the end?
Oh, okay.
Pronounce it how you pronounce it in English, add AS.
Mhm.
substituted with a K and S combination. However, earlier this year, breaking a decades-long deadlock, Lithuanian Parliament
wow.
recently allowed the original spelling of non-Lithuanian names in Latin-based characters in personal documents. Something
Wait,
that was
so-
a big win
Let's see. What if it was Evelina Dobrovolska?
Dobrovolska.
The Dobrovolska is now. Huh. Wait.
Her original name is on the bottom. Before it had to be above. But now she's can use original.
Why? Why?
Because we still
'Cause we
don't
didn't
have
have
W,
W.
but they allowed it, I guess, which makes sense. If
Yeah.
you're from a foreign country, you should be able to use your real
Real
letters,
name.
and for
Mhm.
Lithuanians of Polish ancestry. As a native English speaker, there is so much complexity in the English language that I take for granted, and don't realize as inconsistencies in the language. Like how the words genetic and giraffe start with a G, but that same letter can be used in the words golf and gorilla. In general, I feel like Lithuanian spelling is a lot more consistent when it comes to pronunciation.
Yeah, it is.
Moving on from
You pronounce it how you see it.
Mhm.
Yeah, English, sometimes the letters could be different.
alphabetical differences, another major difference from English is the presence of gendered nouns. While English has its complexities and inconsistencies, I do appreciate the fact that nouns aren't gendered in the way that they are in French, Spanish, Italian, Lithuanian, and many, many more languages. Needing to remember whether a Lithuanian word is male or female impacts the spelling of the adjective describing it. For example, the Lithuanian word for flower, gėlė, is feminine while the word for house, namas, is masculine. So beautiful flower is graži gėlė, while beautiful house is gražus namas.
Just the ending of the adjective goes the same as the noun ending. So we just correlate.
Mhm.
This is a good transition to the next big difference I notice, the need to conjugate adjectives and nouns. If an object is good or great or bad or green or whatever else, you'll need to change that descriptive word depending on whether it's describing a masculine object or a feminine object, and then things change again if it's plural or singular. I also see that prepositions don't work in the same way as they do in the English language. In English, I can say I'm in Lithuania and in Vilnius. I can say that something is for Lithuania or for Vilnius. In English, you simply just add a separate word to the noun. But in Lithuanian, the object itself changes to reflect a preposition. So in Lithuania is Lietuvoje, while in Vilnius is Vilniuje. For Lithuania is Lietuve, and for Vilnius is Vilniui. There are probably better examples out there, but this is what I could come up with. The final thing I noticed with Lithuanian is how different the emphasis on various syllables are.
Ass is the window.
Okay, stop. It's assess the window, not ass is the window. You put the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable.
So many words which feel obvious to me as being
What
pronounced
movie
in
is that?
I don't know.
That's
a certain
Michael
way
Myers.
turn out as something completely different. For example, I would pronounce these words as žinoma, lietuviškų, and palanga. But as verified by my wife, these would be pronounced as
Žinoma, lietuviškų, palanga.
žinoma, lietuviškų, and palanga. Despite these complexities,
Oh, the emphasis.
Why is he emphasizing that? Žinoma, lietuviškų, palanga. I wonder why. Why his instinct is like that. Interesting. How would you read it naturally? Because you already forgot how I read it, so just say it.
Palanga.
Okay.
Litviska. Zinoma. Not bad. Not bad.
No, but I'm wondering where you put the accent on. You said žinoma, like on the end. He put
Yeah,
on
at the end.
no. He put in the middle. In
No,
reality, it's
because
first.
I- oh.
Žinoma.
Yeah.
You put on the. What do you mean? Yeah, you put it on the last one.
of the Lithuanian language, I noticed that there are so many cognates. That is to say, words having the same linguistic derivation. If you're watching this and don't know a single word of Lithuanian, I bet you can identify the meaning of these Lithuanian words. Telefonas, migracija, fantasia, chocoladas, pizza, and muziejus.
I don't know the second one.
Migracija.
Migracija.
Yeah.
Migracija.
Yes.
No.
You know it. Think. Look at it. You know it.
Thank you. Gracias.
Spanish, really? So what's the third one?
Fantastic. Fantastic, baby.
Fantasy.
Fantasy?
Yes. So what is the second? How do you know this? Where's the third?
Migraine?
Migration.
Migration? Oh. It's not obvious.
Really?
No? Chocolates? Sure. Pica? No, I wouldn't read it as pizza.
Mm-hmm.
But it's pizza. Mazulis music?
Read it. Just read how it sounds.
Muzujus.
It's Y, not J.
Muzuyus.
Okay.
Museum?
Yes. Yeah.
That
No,
was a
I
good
think
guess.
these are pretty easy. Yeah.
No.
I guess migration. It's kind of like a random word. Like what context? It's a little. He could have picked easier word. Taxi. It's taxi.
And of course, the list goes on and on. But ultimately, Lithuania is my new home, and I really do need to sit down and learn the language properly one day.
He just
After
flexed
all,
on
my
us.
wife is probably tired of me
Wait,
asking
this
her
is
to
easy.
translate random words on.
Oh, flex.
Because he said he showed the list of these words you should know when you see them.
But you know them. You only don't know migration. But probably, I guess the pronunciation, it's not like it's me. That's what kind of.
TV and billboards. If you're still watching this, well, thanks for watching all of it. But also, I'd love to hear your experience of learning different languages and what you found
I need
encouraging
to see
and
the
difficult.
comments. I want to see how the Lithuanians roasted him.
No, why? I think he did a good job. There was nothing
think
to roast.
so?
I mean, the pronunciation was a little off, but it's, accent
When
is
we were
okay.
doing Eurovision and I asked what Looktel means, it was highly debated what Looktel
There's
means.
no debate. Look is clear as Latvian speaker, there are so many similarities. When I hear Lithuanians, I feel like žirga galva.
What does that mean?
A horse head? I never heard that word, but it would mean horse head, but never heard it like anybody use it. As a native Lithuanian, seeing this makes me understand my language just as weird as
Oh.
my wife is Lithuanian and I'm American, but I also speak fluent Dutch and German from living in Europe. Yes, really fluently. Not the kind of American who speaks a few and says they speak a language fluently. Okay. Lithuanian was a beast of a language to learn. It shares almost no similarities with any language in Western Europe. I studied Russian in college, but even then, Lithuanian is far more archaic than Russian. Eventually, I got the hang of it, and now I speak relatively fluently. However,
That's
often I get
impressive.
wrong case endings or non-adjectives. Oh, wow. Okay, he wrote a novel here. I'm not reading that. Interesting. I don't know. It's hard for me to speak if it's that hard or not. I don't know. It's hard to say. It's definitely harder than English, I would say. English is
So
pretty
when
easy.
you were a kid and you were learning, was it like hard or easy? Like how was it for you when you were little?
I don't know. You learn it. Same way. Same way. You learn English. I don't know. It's not. You just it's intuition. I know you kind of because you hear it from here. You know, like the gender. You always hear the same word. So which gender it is. You know, the gender never changes. A chair is always feminine.
Because when here we don't really like learn like the grammar. You learn it as you go.
Really? Oh
Yeah.
no, we learn grammar. We take Lithuanian every single year for 12 years.
We have English classes.
Yeah, so like one of the years you focus on the grammar.
That's interesting.
Other year you focus on the poetry. The third year you focus on like pronunciation, like or where to go, like how do you pronounce the word, like all that stuff. Like yeah, 12
You had a
years.
class for pronunciation?
Yeah, in high school one of the years was like heavy. That honestly that was my probably the hardest one to kind of get the hang of it. Because you have to put a mark. You know how like in Spanish or French you put like a mark. In Greek actually you put a mark too. So like and there's 3 different marks. But the confusing part is one is for the short pronunciation, but 2 are from the long pronunciation. So I guess the confusing part was when do you use one, when you use the other for the long pronunciation. So it was that was probably the hardest part about Lithuanian. But aside from that, it's.
Did you have to study for that?
I guess.
Or like you had to pick up a tip too?
I guess I tried to study. I mean, I don't remember now, but I would. Yeah, I guess I would have studied. Yeah.
Guys, of course, let us know your thoughts. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Join the Discord, and as always, share as much kindness as possible.